All right, let's continue this chapter with our last topic, which is converting variable type, which is one of the very important topic where you will be converting the type of your variable. So we know when a variable is created, it's always as a character or a numeric. But in case we do have a scenario sometimes where, for example, your date column, which is saved as character, and when you are importing your data into SAS, it is still saved as character, but we know date has to be numeric column. Hence, we'll be converting that character column of date into numeric and vice versa as per your business requirement. So how to convert it? That's what this topic is, converting variable type. So let's understand in detail how you can convert this variable types. So we'll explain automatic conversion and we'll explain explicit conversion. So automatic means SAS does this conversion automatically, and where SAS does not or is not able to convert it, we give the instructions, which is called explicit conversion. So let's understand the same. So you will understand same this through a business scenario with a data called HR data, or you call it as convert, or it's a name Orion.convert. So if you look at these columns in this table, you have ID column, gross pay column, code column, hired column. So hired is actually your hire date column. And this column is, it's a date column, which has to be numeric, not character. Originally, it's character. Now code is numeric, but we'll be converting it into a phone column, which will be character. Gross pay, again a character to numeric, ID from character to numeric. This is the expected result which we have to do it. Hence, moving ahead, let's understand data conversion. So there are two ways of conversion of your data type, automatic and explicit. So as very correctly or rightly explained at the beginning, automatic is enabled by SAS, or SAS does it automatically. Whether explicitly, we as users or as programmers, we explicitly convert the variable type, and accordingly we give the instructions, and the instructions are used by using these two functions, input and put. Input is a function which converts your character to numeric, whereas put is a function which converts from numeric to character. How these are used and how it's going to convert, we'll see all this in detail in upcoming slides. So first and foremost, let's understand automatic conversion. So for that, let's take this example with ID column. Originally, your ID column is character. Okay. Being character, we are creating a new column in this data step called employee ID, where being a character column, we are using it as if a numeric expression, as if it's a numeric, and we are adding certain number. Okay. So what is happening? Let's open this with the demo 5D14. So let's open this demonstration with your proc2. So I have created a library for my programming 2. In my proc2 folder, I do have code of lesson 5D14. So let's work with this D14. So see, so before working it, it's Orion.convert data. So let's check your Orion library for your convert data. So it's convert data. Within this convert data, see, ID is character, gross pay is character, code is numeric, mobile is character, hired is new character. Hired being this with special signs, it's saved as character, but it is a date has to be saved as numeric. Correct? This two will get combined to create a phone column where code will be converted from numeric to character. And of course, gross pay is a character which is to be converted as numeric. Now we are working with ID. So ID we are using with expression. So now let's understand this, execute it. So when you execute, a new column employee ID is created where you are preceding this ID column with 11,000. Correct? That's what you added it with 11,000 number. So you get the preceding with this as an output. So now this employee ID is a numeric column. See, correct? So let's check your log. So what is this? A note. Character values has been converted to numeric values at the places given by line and column. That means at 72 and 12. That is the expression which we have given at line number in this 72. Okay. So when you see this contents and its proc report, you will get your HR data, which is your new data set from your data step. Employee ID is created with preceding 11,000. And this is the contents where you see now ID is still character, but a new column which you had used with work.hr employee ID is numeric. Correct? So this is where automatic conversion has occurred. Fine. So this is what it was giving us in the log as well. Character values were converted to numeric values at places given by this. All right. Okay. So this is what you see. So automatic conversion worked great for ID. Now see what happens with gross pay. So you write gross pay to be calculated with bonus. So you're writing the same thing. Now it's the same code. Let's work on the same code. Okay. Now instead of employee ID, what I do is I write I want to create bonus column, which is nothing but your gross pay column has to be multiplied by your 10% of salary. Correct? So I write this into 0.10. Correct? So 10% of whatever the gross pay is the bonus. So let's execute your data step. So your code is creating. So it's telling cannot open because it does not contains any columns. So why? So look here. It's a warning. Its employee ID is dropped. I'm using only this. So let's use this and re-execute. So what is happening? Bonus is not been calculated. So is there any message in log? Yes, it's a data error message. It's not a syntax error. Understand the difference between syntax error, data error, logical error. So it's a data error. Why? Because the instructions given in your data step is not as per your data values. Why? Because when you're calculating bonus, it's telling this gross pay. This is the contents of your PDV. So it's telling gross pay, it's a character value and it is used as a numeric constant. Why? Because you're using in an expression, numeric expression. But the values are character. Hence, it's not able to calculate bonus, and that is the result why it's telling. Of course, it's trying to convert it automatically, but it's not doing the automatic conversion. Hence, bonus is not been calculated, and that's why you get the message missing values are generated as a result of missing or performing an operation on missing value. Why? Because initially in PDV your bonus is missing with gross pay into this. So missing because of course gross pay it's not readable. So missing into this value resulting into missing. That's what it's telling. As a result of performing an operation on missing value. So your bonus is missing. And that's what it's telling gross pay is a character variable. All right. So that is what your code is also telling. What happens when character expressions or character values of gross pay are used as arithmetic expression? So bonus is not calculated. So why did automatic conversion not work for the values for gross pay? Why? So why? Because when SAS is performing automatic conversion from character to numeric, it follows certain rules. And when does automatic conversion occurs? So it's telling SAS automatically converts a character value to a numeric value when the character value is used either in a context as numeric, in either assigning it as if a numeric variable, an arithmetic operation, logical expression with numeric value, or a function that takes numeric argument. So whenever a character variable is used as a numeric constant in any of these areas. Make a note, whenever you use a where statement or where equal to dataset option, it's just to subset your data and not to perform any automatic conversion. All right. So that note is pretty clear. Moving ahead, it's telling when SAS is performing automatic conversion from character to numeric, it uses w.in format because it's reading the values, okay, in that particular format. And it produces a numeric missing value from a character value that does not conform to standard numeric data. Obviously, ID was converting. Why? Because it was a standard data. And GrossPay was not able to convert because it has a special sign with it, which was comma. So it becomes a non-standard numeric data. So let's understand what is standard and non-standard data. So any numbers without special signs are termed as standard numeric data. But when you have any numbers with special signs, those are non-standard data. So see, when these are saved as character, this all confront standard numeric value, hence those use automatic conversion. But when this value is there to be converted automatically, it cannot convert, it results missing because it has a special sign comma. So GrossPay contains comma which cannot be converted by w.in format. So GrossPay is assigned as missing value. So to explicitly convert these values with your gross pay, you need to use an input function. So how to use the input function? This is its syntax, source and its in format. So in our program, your gross pay is having the value with comma. So you will ask SAS to read it with this form. That means you are in formatting. So what in format it is? So you can use it as comma dot. Okay, so let's use here with input with your source as gross pay, comma, it's in format it's comma dot. No need of vid because in format vid is not required. It will simply read with its in format and convert or remove the special sign while reading or ignore that special sign while reading, and hence it's calculating your bonus. All right, all fine. Okay, so moving ahead, let's understand the same instructions. So see, this is all your character values. It's simple number. You read it as with 5 dot. It's comma x with vid. It's a date with date 9 dot. This date is DDMMYY 6 dot. So in our case, you can give this in format telling suppose it's 6 dot or 8 dot, whatever. Let's execute. Done. Bonus is calculated. All right. So moving ahead in your log, do we have any message about automatic conversion? No. So it's your explicitly reading this in this form. Hence bonus has been calculated. And that's why you see the output with bonuses calculating. All right. So with this example explanation, I hope input is understood with its input and we will see the contents. Now in our case also, let's see the contents for your HR data. So you have two columns now new, ID and bonus. So employee ID is numeric. Do you see? Bonus is numeric. Okay. Employee ID if not selected here because you have commented. So let's remove this comment from your employee ID and re-execute your data step. Let's check its contents also for HR. So you can check, see your bonus is numeric, employee ID is numeric. All right. All right. So looking into the same on the slides, these are all converted columns, numeric. So see its contents. Original columns are still character, but the new columns are numeric. All right. So you see the output also. So this was your character. These are your simple numbers. So you see your date variables. They are converted into number of days. That is your SAS data or SAS date. That is number of days. All right. So this was with input function. Now the question here is, fill in the missing expression in the data step below. The expression should calculate total value by multiplying share price by my shares. Now you know the share price is character. My shares is 125. So it's telling you have to calculate the total. So of course we'll be using input function to convert your share price to numeric by reading in its format, that is comma, sorry, dollar, whatever the word is, maybe 6 dot or comma 6 dot. So this is what you use it. See, input share price, comma 7 dot into my shares, correct? Yes. So this is your requested other topics with hired date also. So let's work with upcoming, which is ID you have done. So ID also try to make use it with explicit conversion with your ID to be read with 3 dot as it's in format, or they have used 5 dot. And of course make a new column, hired date, which is input to be converting your hired column to be read as, so what is your original hired column? It's month, or it's, yeah, month, day, year. So how we will be writing this as hired, its informant is MMDDYY 10 dot. All right, so let's execute, check your data for this new columns, employee ID, hired, and this was gross pay. So employee ID bonus. Now hired date is not calculated. Let's look into this. So it's telling variable hire is uninitialized. What's the column name? Hired, maybe. It's hired. So your column has to be corrected here. Re-execute, and you will see the new columns which are used with input function are now numeric type. See, it's a number of days. So let's see its contents. See, hire date is numeric, employee ID is numeric, bonus is numeric. Correct? Okay. Moving back to your next scenario. All right. So this is done. See, hire date is a SAS date now. Now your question still is not solved with respect to gross pay, because if you have observed this column with your contents result, your gross pay is still character, and your data should be gross pay as numeric. So in case if you try to write the same expression, that gross pay is equal to with your input function on your gross pay, that is your original column, gross pay with its in format. So you read it as comma 6 dot. Is it working to convert it? Let's check. I'm executing my data step. It's what is it showing? Gross pay is still character. See, it's still character. Let's check your log. Of course, it's using automatic conversion from numeric to character. Okay, but your gross pay, if you'll see in your data, it's still character. Correct? It's just removing how to read it. So it's removing its comma, but it's still character. Why? Because if you'll see the contents, see gross pay is still character. So what is happening? The gross pay which you are using to convert, it's into an assignment statement. So the name is existing name. So the existing name here on the equal to sign of your assignment is character, and here you are trying to give it as numeric. It's an ambiguous statement. So when you are using this gross pay, it's an existing column and its type is already defined. So you cannot change its type with the same name. Hence, you come up with a solution for this, that you come up with our original column to be renamed. And hence, in your input table, you can use this rename equal to dataset option. So it's a dataset option where you are writing it in front of an dataset which is reading your column. So rename your original column, you are asking it to be renamed gross pay, supposed to be read as character gross, suppose. So what will happen in your PDV while your compilation phase, your gross pay will be read as character gross. And with this assignment statement, now you know do not have a gross pay. So this gross pay will be created and this will be now changed to character gross column. And you'll have to have this column to be as character and this here as numeric. So let's check how it's working. Okay, so there is an error with the spell check for my syntax as well as column. So it's rename equal to, okay, and you give this. Fine. Let's work out. So see character gross is been changed, cross character to character gross, and you'll find your gross pay. Okay, now bonus it's not calculated because you have not changed this to character gross because it's the changed column. Correct? Re-execute. So let's check its contents. See, character gross, its character, and their new column becomes numeric. So as per your business scenario now, you can keep employee ID, right? You can keep gross pay. You can keep hire underscore date, and of course, bonus. So all these new columns which are converted from character to numeric. All right, now let's move with your next topic. So that's the same thing on the slides. So character, gross pay is still character. So how can you convert gross pay to numeric variable with the same name? Hence, if you try to use the same activity, did it convert? So let's open this activity. We have done in this current demo, but still work on this activity. So it's the activity with lesson 5 A02. It's activity A02. See, let's see whether it's working. So this is the contents. So this was the content of HR data. So do we have gross pay? So let's check with contents. Gross pay is still character. See, it did not change. So what did your slides tell? Did it change its numeric type to character or character to numeric? No. Okay, so it remains character. So that's what it's telling. This assignment statement does not change gross pay from character variable to a numeric variable. Why? So variable is either a character or numeric. After this variable is all it's established, its type is also established, so you cannot change. So gross pay is already an established column, so you cannot change its type in this assignment statement, which is written to your left side of equal to sign. Hence, by following three steps, you can create a new variable with the same name and a different type. So hence, first you use a rename equal to dataset option in your input table in your set statement. Look at the syntax, rename equal to in parenthesis your column, original column to be renamed. And this is again a closed parenthesis. And of course, you use this in your conversion where input with your renamed column, and of course drop this column which you have renamed. That's it. So the compilation of this program shows PDV being created with numeric gross pay variable. So how this works? Check this. During compilation phase, when it's creating the PDV on this convert table, it's reading these columns, but because of rename equal to dataset option, gross pay is renamed to character gross in PDV. Now when it reads this assignment statement, now gross pay is a new column into your PDV. Hence, it acts to be added as a new column. And because of this instructions, its type is defined and its default length is 8 bytes. Understood? So originally your gross pay is renamed to character gross in PDV. So when it reads this assignment statement, it checks if gross pay is contributed from input table. No, hence it will add as a new column in PDV during compilation. And with this expression, it takes its type and length. Hence now gross pay becomes numeric and you drop your character gross. That's it. And you have your next continuation of scenario for code. Now code is numeric, you have to convert it to character. How? Though here it's numeric, you are going to combine this code with mobile to become a new column phone, which will be your character. So now we'll be converting from numeric to character. So this is what, see, your numeric column is converted to character by implementing this special signs, which is parenthesis, and it's concatenating with phone. So this phone. So how to achieve this? A very simple mechanism. Okay, so what is that mechanism? I'll go ahead and show it in this code itself. Very simple. And then we'll see the slides for this explanation. So you're creating a new column called phone, which is you are going to concatenate your code. So concatenate your code with mobile. Okay, mobile call. But this code which you are going to concatenate, you have to put it with parenthesis, correct? So what you can do is you ask SAS that you are going to include open parenthesis, okay, open parenthesis. This you will be concatenating with code column, and again this code column you will be concatenating with close parenthesis, and you want a space between this. Okay, why space? Because this is what you want, a space after this bracket and this phone. So you give this. All right, so let's see how it works. First, we'll include this phone with keep. Let's check. So you get this parenthesis with space, but then you have this full blanks between this parenthesis and this value. Now, why you're getting this leading blanks? Okay, so let's see why. But before moving into it, let's check your log. So you get a note. So it's an automatic conversion. Numeric values have been converted to character values at this place, at this line number. So at this instruction, 76 line number. All right, so let's understand more into the slides. So what is automatic conversion from numeric to character? So for the first try at creating four variable, let SAS handle the conversion automatically. So when you are using this expression, so SAS converts the numeric values of code into character values automatically. Okay, and that's why you get this message: numeric values have been converted to character values, right? Now, how this conversion occurred automatically, and you're using this concatenating operator to concatenate. You know what concatenating does, right? In putting the values together. But the result which you have seen, you get leading blanks. Now, why this leading blanks? So why does SAS inserts extra blanks before the area code? Correct? Why? It's because SAS converts a numeric value to a character value automatically when the numeric value is used in a character context, such as either an assignment to a character variable, a concatenating operation, or a function that accepts as character arguments. So in our case, we used concatenating operator for numeric value of code. That's why it performed automatic conversion. But the result is coming with leading spaces. So why those leading spaces? It's because when SAS is using automatic conversion from numeric to character, it uses best12 dot format. It applies the format. It and right aligns the character values. Hence, though it was numeric, it right aligns, and total space it takes 12 bytes. But because there was only three letters or three values, its character now it's right aligned, and you have leading 9 blanks ahead by using best12 dot format. So to overcome this issue, we can explicitly convert from numeric to character by using a put function. Hence, you can overcome this with a put function, and you can apply a format on this to remove this blanks. Hence, you use this. So see, these are numbers. You apply this formats, it will show the special signs in it. So you will see those values are converted to character. All right. Okay, so what does this Varnam does? It's very simple. Whenever you use proc contents, you know ideally it is going to give you the result of your variable list in an alphabetic list and its order, correct? So earlier when we were saying this, it shows your variable list in alphabetic order, but it's not your original order of your columns, correct? From the table. So it's showing as if it's an alphabetic list. But the original order is as per the columns been placed in your table, right? There's some internet fluctuation. Just wait for some time. Now let's see your proc contents with alphabetic list of variables. See, alphabetic list of variables and its attributes. So see, alphabetically it's showing. And what is this hash telling? It's actually the original order in your original column. That means at first order it's employee ID, second place is bonus, third and fourth places, and so on. So in case in your proc contents you do not want in alphabetic list, you want in your original order, you can use this contents with the option called as Varnam. That means show the variables list as per its original order from your table. So because of Varnam, now you'll find that your report is showing the variables in your original order. So see variables in creation order. All right. So this was the Varnam option. Okay. So moving ahead. So see, because you have used put with format, your numeric values are now character because of special signs been applied. So in our case, we use put with your code with its format 3 dots. So moving back in your program, let's use only a put function with code. So you use put on code, telling this code has to be applied a format with 3 dot. That's it. So when we work out with this, let's see whether it is removing the leading blanks. So this is explicit converting your numeric variable to character using put function. All right. So we'll wait until this result appears on the screen. So check. Now the leading blanks are gone. And if you check its contents, phone is character. Correct? So in case if you want to see the same thing via proc contents, you will see the same result where your phone is now character variable. So meanwhile it comes, let's check your slides. The same thing with put function. So see, code and mobile is combined and you get a new column phone, which is character, where this numeric is converted to character. You had this space also. So alternate way of either you use a cat function. So either you use this cat function or use a put function. It will result the same to convert it from numeric to character. So cat family of functions converts any numeric argument to a character string by using the best 12 dot format and then removing any leading blanks. No notice given to the log. So when you write cat function like this, it will not give you any message of automatic conversion. And it will of course lead the or remove the leading blanks. So no need of writing format, but it will default remove the leading blanks. So now you can write the complete program to convert your personal data. Hence, you combine your table or combine your code with all your requirements. So same thing which we have on our slides, the same thing we have on our code. So this was all about, and your code is completed or accomplished with this all requirement of conversion from character to numeric and numeric to character. And when you check this output, you'll get the result as what is requested by your business scenario. So this was all about converting variable type explicitly by using put and input function. So input function is used to convert character to numeric and put function is to convert numeric to character. That means you apply a format with put and with input you read it with its format. That means you give the instructions of in format. So it becomes numeric with input function. All right. So this is what we were expecting. All right. The same thing is here. That's it. And you have an exercise. So I hope with this explanation with put and input, you are quite clear with how one can use these functions to convert your variable type. So with this, we'll stop our day, work out with the exercise. If you have any issues, we'll discuss in a class. So meanwhile, take care. Bye. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.